But in order to make contact with me, you have to go through Mariette Rodriguez, and it was Sister Kathleen that made the connection. And I've just finished a book tour. I did 30 cities in the last month and a half while teaching full time. So if I collapse, you understand. I'm just one tired black man. But I'm blessed to be here. Blessed to be here. She told me, she said, look, you're going to go out to a prison right for Pennsylvania. That's where I was all day on Fridays. Working 4,000 prisons, 800 of them lifers. You know what a lifer is in Pennsylvania? No parole. Talked to a brother who was 15 years old, been in there for 41 years. He had a smile on his face. I hugged that brother so tight he could hardly breathe. Then I snuck in the question, what'd you do? For 41 years, brother. I was an accomplice. I had a friend that went into the store planning to steal and ended up killing, wrong, killing, immoral, cruel. He killed the owner, but he's standing outside. All of them went to jail and got life. He's been in there now for 41 years, hanging out with the wrong folk. And then something. He reads. I told that brother, I said, don't you ever forget. You have a life sentence in the cell, but each one of us have a life sentence in space and time. No one of us get out of space and time alive. So the question is how free you're going to be in any context, wherever you are. It could be this great academy. It could be one of our public schools, but we want the world to know that this is a crusade that says that every child in Newark, in LA, in Chicago, of every color, ought to have the highest level of opportunity, and we're moving to get each and every one. We want to touch each and every one. We want to try to rescue each and every one. There's a lot of times when people talk about charter schools, you get the sense that maybe, no, you're just concerned with the few. No. You want to save each and every one of them. I am a public school kind of brother. I went into public schools and lived to tell the story. We had some hope. We had some things in our school. Good God. We had some gangster activity. For a while, I was part of it. So I'm not free as Puerto Rico. I had gangster proclivities. I needed to be changed and transformed so I could become like a student from the academy. Concerned about the life of the mind, concerned about the world of ideas. But we want the world to know that just as I, your teachers, your administrators, the older generation, I see some gray-haired folk out here, the older generation, we love each and every one of you. That's why we're here. Care for each and every one of you. Want to see you flower and flourish. You want to see you reach heights in the sky. Do it in your own distinctive way. And so when I showed up, I saw Sister Kiana Isaac. Where is she? I want to thank you for the tour. I want to thank my dear brother, Did I pronounce your first name right? Ayub. I want to get it right, my brother. Ayub. But no, I get both of them a hand. I deeply appreciate it because it's I get deeply inspired actually when I come to schools of younger generation. I've been spending so much time. Precious and priceless black folk, brown folk, yellow folk, white folk get caught in the prison industrial complex. So we pray. But if any of you all end up in the prison, it's because you chose to do so because you protested. I've been in prison over 25 times. I'm proud of it. I like to go to prison when I choose to. If I'm protesting against the war, I go to prison. I'm protesting over housing, I go to prison. But you don't want to get locked in for doing something that's gangster-like, that's wrong and immoral and unjust. And what the academy is all about is to do what? To make sure that you fall in love, not just with each other, but with ideas. Fundamentally committed to line 38A of Plato's Republic. What does that line say? The unexamined life is not worth. You got it, girl. You got it, girl. The Greek actually says the unexamined life is not a life for the human. For the human. That's what the academy is about. What does it mean to be human? English word human derives from the Latin humando. Humando means burying. That's where the word humility comes from. And humanity comes from. Burying. Why? Because each one of us one day will die. And we get out of space and time. Question. What does it mean to be a featherless, two-legged, linguistically conscious creature born between urine and feces? That's who we are. Look at me and say, oh, Brother West, you got your three-piece suit on. Yeah, I do. Wasn't for my mama's love push, I wouldn't be here. The womb. Some of y'all may have saw me on Monique the other day. She asked me to come on the show. She asked me to show up with an artist. I said, I want to show up with only one artist, but I can't bring him back from the dead. His name is James Brown. So I want the second funkiest artist out there, George Clinton. You all know George Clinton? The Funkadelic, Parliament. You know Snoop song? No. Want to get too funky in the academy? Let the funk flow. But the funk is about how do you make your move from your mama's womb? Because the womb is bloody. It's funky. And there's a lot of love in that womb. Some of the sisters here, brothers, we can't do it. Some of the sisters don't give birth. It's a beautiful thing. It's a natural process that constitutes a miracle. But it has everything to do with finding love, freedom, sublimity in the funk. And when you die, your body's going to be the culinary delight of terrestrial worm. That's funky too. And then you're out for cremation and put your ashes over the Hudson. Or whatever body of water, body of land. That's how serious education is. That's why the academy is such a consecrated space. Any school is a consecrated space because the question is, what kind of human being are you going to be from your mama's womb to the tomb? And only you can answer that question. It takes courage to follow through on Socrates' imperative to examine yourself. Because we human beings have, in fact, the capacity to critically examine oneself. I was so glad to be in the room with the historian. Where is she? What is your name, my dear sister? So give Sister De Silva a hand. What I saw in that class, the courage to critically examine oneself in relation to a democratic experiment called the USA. But it's all about courage. And that's what this academy is about. Make sure that you have the courage to examine yourself in your quest for excellence so that you are maladjusted to mediocrity. Don't be well-adjusted to mediocrity. Believe in yourself the way your teachers believe in you, the way your principal believes in you, the way your mayor, the way I do, the way everybody in this room believes in you so that you won't be maladjusted to mediocrity. I that I want you to be maladjusted. I'm sorry, I want you to be well adjusted.